Hello everybody and welcome back, where we're talking PSVR2 news for the first time in a little while, so some big things to talk about today, some game updates, delays, announcements, and everything in between. Before we jump into today's news recap though, two things. One, only 25% you are subscribed. You've heard this shtick before if you've been around the channel. If you do feel like subscribing, please feel free to do so. It's the best way to support the channel. And secondly, I am now on Blue Sky Social. Twitter has become kind of an awful cesspool nowadays. I do still have my account there. I'm still fairly active if you do at me on there, but for the most part now I'll be spending a lot of my time on Blue Sky, so my links for that are in the description below. First and foremost, let's kick things off with an announcement from the team over at the Foglands. So the Foglands was a game that was announced at a PS showcase, came out, was not reviewed the best, didn't have the best reception with the general audience as well, but it's been fixed up now, but I still feel like its price was a little high at £28.99. It's now at a drop down to £19.99, which I think is fair. The devs have put in a load of work here, and I think it might have been one of their first VR games, if I remember right, as a studio, so they've got a lot to learn still, but they've done a good job patching it up to where it should be. Secondly, Exocars has been delayed a little bit. I believe it comes out either tomorrow or fairly soon on Quest. The reviews are in on this one. Apparently it's pretty fun, but the asynchronous multiplayer isn't the best thing in the world because you're basically racing against ghosts. But it seems like a fun racing game. However, it will be coming out either next week or by the end of November, the devs say, because they've had one final pass they need to do through Sony's QA. I can confirm I don't have my hands on the game just yet, but when I do, I'll be sure to put a review out. A brand new Beat Saber pack has also come out. This is the Monster Cat Mixtape 2. I used to be massively into Beat Saber, not so much anymore, but I still do revisit it because it is one of the VR classics. But if you're one of the people who picks up every pack, there's a new one waiting for you. A game that has appeared on the upcoming PSVR2 Games of the Month, which is VRSO Bare Knuckle Fighting, has been renamed to Boxing Underdog. This is coming to Quest and PSVR2 and seems to be focusing a bit more on the boxing side of things, hence the name. It's weird to see them kind of shift a little bit from the bare knuckles to boxing. Not sure if that's going to impact their market audience at all because we haven't really got a bare knuckle game on PSVR2 or really Quest before, so interesting. We'll have to see where that lands and when it comes out. The impressions and the launch trailer for Starship Troopers Continuum are in. This one comes out I think on the 25th or around that time on PSVR2, but on the 14th for Quest. I can confirm I will be getting my hands on it between now and launch, and to be honest it seemed a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was very worried with the art style, the lack of big bug swarms, but from the gameplay that I've seen, while the art style is how it is in the trailers, it does seem like a load of fun with friends, and it does seem like you do get overwhelmed by bugs at certain points throughout the game, and there is a fair bit of replayability, different unlocks, weapons, items, gadgets, stuff like that. So hopefully this one is fairly fun, and it's cheap. It's around 20 quid. Think of it like an investment like Phasmophobia, how much fun you can get out of that game for a fairly low price. It'll be the same here, I think. I'll let you know what I think when it comes out, of course, but I'm hoping for a good one because big IPs like this need good VR games. A really exciting announcement is that VRRIDER SBK is coming out on Steam and PSVR2 next year. This is a bike racing game, something that's been asked for a very long time, and this is based on the Superbike World Championship. It has a mix of single player and multiplayer modes, 12 tracks, the 2023 season's racing teams, and 5 superbikes. It's previously launched on Quest before, but now it's heading to PSVR2 and Steam VR in March 2025. That's about all we know so far, but it does seem like it's filling in a gap in the racing VR market that's definitely left wide open here, at least on PSVR2. This should be our first proper biking racing game. A big announcement from Funktronic Labs. These are the guys behind the Light Brigade. They're teasing a new update today on Thursday, so this should come out today and brings with it a bunch of new improvements, including a revolver. Last time they had a major content update, I believe it was the bow and arrow. That was really slick and good feeling and fun, so hopefully the revolver feels just as good. I'll have to jump in and give the game another run with the new weapons when I get a spare minute. After confirming that Max Mustard sold really well on PSVR2, which is a big thumbs up, Toast Interactive, the devs behind that game, have said all hands on deck for the PSVR2 Richie's Plank port. This was on PSVR 1, I believe. I played it originally on HTC Vive over on Steam VR, and essentially is what it says on the tin. The main experience is you walking the plank and flying around a city with a little side mode. This one was kind of weird, but also really good for showing off VR to friends and family and to make their legs go a little shaky when they get to the top of a building and then have to walk the plank off the side of it. Next up, the Beyond Sandbox VR devs gave a sneak peek at some absolutely horrendous but very realistic gore physics. This is kind of like a modding platform for VR with a load of multiplayer features, insane VR interactions, and really seems to be what it says on the tin, a VR sandbox platform that, as you can see from this footage, it looks absolutely grim but very realistic. Twitter user Webster McKay asked in the comments as well, will this be on PSVR2? And they replied, the primary focus is on Quest and PC VR, with plans to expand to PSVR2 in the next phase. Unclear when that is. And finally, Synapse is coming to PS Plus Premium. So if you own that tier of PS Plus, you now have no excuse. You've got to go try out one of the best roguelikes on PSVR2 with some of the best use of eye tracking. I have finished Synapse. I played through it quite a few times now. It is utterly fantastic, albeit a little on the shorter side, but you have nothing to lose if you've got PS Plus Premium and want to give it a go. So please feel free to do so. Anyway, thank you all for watching today. That has been PSVR2 news. Please let me know in the comments below anything you're really excited for coming up in the future, whether that be releases or updates. I'll be covering the Light Brigade soon enough, I hope. With that new update, I'm very excited for that. But thank you all for joining me today. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members who are all on screen right now. Please feel free to like and sub, and I'll see you all in the next one.